And now we're going to go to Diane in California.
Hi, JC.
Hey, Diane, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Hey, I was wondering if you're aware of the Congressional Black Caucus's their job fair that they're having in a series of places.
I am.
Okay, and are you aware that 90% of what they have at the job fair is just government jobs, and then a bunch of stuff, how to and stuff, and basically what I've heard, at least in the media, mainstream media, by the way, is that it was just mostly kind of pushing people along to the website and not taking their resume, and just basically frustrating people, and they also, it's like how to get government jobs, and there's like just maybe 10% of these big corporations, who knows, that are probably getting loopholes for their attending, but anyway, it just looks like a big old photo op, and there are like thousands of people that showed up at the Georgia one, and so many people interviewed were just like, what? Why did I come here?
Yeah, well, Diane, in the black community, unemployment's like 16.2%, and so unemployment obviously is high. And I as I said earlier today, a caller called in, and I talked about there's two trains of thought, two thought processes out there. One says that you should be on the side, create an environment that the private sector can invest and create jobs, and we don't need more taxes, we need more taxpayers. And the way you create more taxpayers is you encourage investments in new equipment and in corporate growth, company growth, and so forth, and so on. And then there's a train of thought that says that you take people's money by way of corporate taxes or personal taxes, or put fees on something, get it into the government, and then hire more people in the government sector. But when you allow government to grow, you have to have more taxes on corporations and individuals, and you have to have more fees on something to support the growth. And that's just a fact. That's the way it works. There's no such thing as government money. So, I'm more supportive of saying, let's create the right environment for people to invest money and to spend money and to create taxpayers, and keep that government ledger down. And I think there's many good government employees. I don't begrudge them. I just think that it's not a good commentary for our country if that's where we're seeing our growth on the government side of the ledger.
Well, I'm starting to think more libertarian more and more, because, like you said, it's just costing us money to have those jobs, and then plus they're turning around and regulating, and then so many of those jobs are basically become, and, lucky for people that get them, I guess, but, I'm almost feeling like, I would never take a government job because I feel guilty, but a lot of them are just like do-nothing jobs. They put pencil pushers or whatever you call it, and leaf counters and stuff in forests to see, just dumb little jobs that they take forever to do because they're encouraged to take as long as they want. And I've just heard so many awful things about government jobs that I'd be ashamed to take one. But of course they do pay really well. But that's the thing, But
Diane, I'll get kicked in the teeth for saying this by many, but I think there's an appropriate role for the government. But I think the government is too big. I think it's too costly. It's too expensive. We don't use good governing models. We don't use best practices. And at the end of the day, because we don't, the American people are in an uproar because they end up paying 50 to 58 cents of every dollar they make in some government tax or government fee. And then when the government starts asking for more, you see happening what we've seen happen in the last 2 years with the Tea Party and with others. And in spite of what many will say, the Tea Party, in my opinion, is not just Republicans. It's libertarians, it's Democrats, it's Republican, it's black, it's white, it's Latino, etc. So, and the good thing before I close, Diane, you said you're leaning libertarian. Don't we live in a great nation that we can be Republican, a Democrat, a Libertarian? And I think we go and we fight it out in the public square about best practices and best ideas. And I'm delighted that I can be a part of that discussion. So, hey, we're going to take a break. We'll